To take courage, I talk about, is to take inventory of the resources God has already given you. There's the armor of God. We know that well in Ephesians 6, but it's also the people of God. The chapter about bend and not breaking is to make sure that we pick our battles carefully.
Yeah.
There's some things we need to bend on. I'm not talking about compromising God's immutable word, but I'm talking about recognizing that Christians can have different opinions about different topics and so forth, and not making everything a life and death issue. There are some issues in Christianity that are secondary and tertiary, and if you think I'm going to tell you which ones those are,
I was about to ask.
I'm not courageous enough to do that. I need a little more
Where
courage.
my courage stops.
Oh my gosh, I was going to jump in
I knew
and go,
where you were
okay.
going. I could see that twinkle in your eye. And I thought,
And that's what family's about. You know, better together. There's 5 different opinions sitting on that set.
Yeah.
You know, we don't always all agree, and so that'll probably, what you just said, I don't necessarily believe, but you'll probably really help somebody listening right now, or you know, and so I think that's so important, because right now it feels like the culture is so just cut everybody off at the knees. If they just say one little thing, then
One thing I don't agree with, I'm out.
and if you don't agree with me, or you don't retweet me, or you don't say this about something, then we're just going to cancel you. And it's like, whoa, where was it in the Bible that they said if they're not against us, they're for us?
That's right. That's
so
right.
that's what, we're all on the same team.
And I'm going to violate my own words just a moment ago.
Oh, good.
You know, throw out the vaccine issue. You know, there's all kind of opinions about that.
Yeah.
But regardless of your attitude about it, I have a well-known attitude about it, but it's not worth breaking fellowship with Christians over.
Yeah.
What binds us together is so much stronger than what separates
And
us.
so much more important.
And like Ben Franklin said, you know, either we hang together or we hang separately.
Yeah,
and that's going to be true for Christians.
You know, the founding pastor of the church you pastor now was famous for being able to reach out across the aisles spiritually, not politically, but across the aisles, and love whoever. Brother Criswell was, you know, profound. Dr. Bill Bright was profound in those matters.
Dr. Criswell loved your parents, by the way. I mean, he loved your parents.
And they would have seen a lot of things differently.
That's right.
But you know, I mean, there is this cross of Christ, his redemptive work, the shed blood of Jesus. We all have to rally around that. And if we would do that, we would change the world.
That's right, and that's, you know, part of Courageous. I wrote this book as preparatory for what I believe we're getting ready to enter into as Christians. I'm doing a study in the book of Acts right now, a new series this fall on the book of Acts. And, you know, the church went through intense persecution, but it was incremental. It all didn't happen at once. I believe as a church, we're going to face the same kind of incremental persecution. You know, with the apostles, it started with a stern warning, then a light beating, then a heavy beating, and then martyrdom. And I think we could see the same thing. But the point is, we need to realize we're in a minority. We need to stand with one another. You know, as Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 4, 2 are better than one, and a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And one way to take courage, I talk about, is to take inventory of the resources God has already given you. There's the armor of God. We know that well in Ephesians 6, but it's also the people of God. And, you know, one of the fallouts of this pandemic is people have become disconnected from their churches.
Wow.
I'm glad they watch us online. I'm so glad they watch TBN. We've seen our audience skyrocket during that time, but people still need a local church to connect to, especially when they go through challenging times. They don't have to go through those times as long. And one of the greatest resources God has given us to face whatever difficulty we're facing is other Christians who may have gone through the same thing, who can offer us encouragement.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
Without you, we couldn't do it. God bless you.